and welcome to Lunch Break Reviews. This is a podcast about the things you love and the voices that do and don't. Each episode, we'll travel to the realms of awesomeness, and I'll answer the question that we all ask ourselves every time we watch a movie or TV show. That is, where the hell do I know them from? I'll take a look at the directors, writers, and actors from the movies or TV shows, and then read some of the best good and bad reviews I can find based on title alone. I will give a few awards if necessary, what I think of the movie or TV show, and I'll even give you my thoughts as well. Also, you can make up your own damn mind in under 30 minutes. I'm sure I'll get into some comics from time to time as well. I'm the self-proclaimed Emperor of Awesome, Bradley Buchanan. This is a Lunch Break Reviews with new episodes at least every Sunday. And today I am talking about Reagan. The biopic of Ronald Reagan came out this week. I wanted to talk about it. I'm intrigued about it. I was really young in the early '80s, so I wanted to. I want to see it. It wasn't high up on my priorities this weekend. I had a lot going on, and I chose to go see Twisters in 4D instead of Reagan because my kids wanted to. So, and I wasn't going to win in the conversation of Reagan, a biopic about a U.S. president that they don't care about because they're too young, or Twisters in 4D. And I got to say, Twisters in 4D was pretty freaking cool. But with that being said, I still want to see it. I don't know what Beetlejuice coming up this week. I don't know if I will get there this week or not. If it's still in the theaters here in the week or so, I probably will. Or depending on what the reviews say, because I do have a couple of thoughts regarding that. Here's some background information on the movie. It was nationally released on 8/30, and right now it is sitting at a 6.6 out of 10 in IMDb. And Rotten Tomatoes, the tomato meter has it sitting at a 19%, and the popcorn meter, or the old audience score, is sitting at a 98% right now. So with that, where the hell do I know them from? Okay, this is directed by Sean McNamara. He's known for Soul Surfers is probably the one that sticks out to me. On a Wing and a Prayer, I've never heard of that. Christmas in the Evergreen, there's a few of those, and Spare Parts. I think Christmas in the Evergreen is one of those like Hallmark things that my wife likes to watch, and I kind of just sleep when that happens. He's got a couple of things upcoming. He's got Absolute Surrender and Romeo Killed Juliet. This is also written by Howard Klausner from Space Cowboys. He's known for Space Cowboys, God's Not Dead, The Last Ride, and Hovey. Hovey and Howard Klausner and Sean McNamara worked together on Hovey, so I'm guessing that's where this pair comes from. Main stars. It's got a lot of bigger stars in there, or I don't want to say like currently bigger stars, but good stars in there. So that's really kind of makes me intrigued about this biopic. Dennis Quaid, you're not going to get a bad performance from Dennis Quaid, so you're always kind of safe going with him. He plays Ronald Reagan. You know him from The Day After Tomorrow, great movie. Frequency, love that movie. The show was even really good too. The Hill, American Underdog, and so much more. He's got some upcoming stuff. Little Mouth, Sarah City, and Happy Face is all coming out soon. And then C. Thomas Howell's in that. He plays Casper Weinberger, and he's him from Ride, Obliterated, Old Dads, Will Trent, SEAL Team. Upcoming, he's got Where the Wind Blows and The Open Door. Mina Savari, she plays Jane Wyman. Name sounds familiar. I haven't recognized her in anything for a while, but she's in American Beauty, American Pie. That's probably where you know her from. Loser, again, with her American Pie co-star, Jason Biggs. I used to love that movie. Razar, I don't know what they're gonna. That's current TV series. Don't know anything about that, but I'm interested in it. And Prey. Upcoming, she's got Ick, Beyond the Rush, and All There Is. And her upcoming, Penelope Ann Miller, she plays Nancy Reagan. You'd recognize her from Carlito's Way, The Artist, Kindergartner Cop, Criminal Minds of Riverdale. She's got quite the resume. Upcoming, she's got The Open Door, After All, in 6 Days, and The Evergreen. Amanda Brigetti. I was kind of surprised when I saw her. She plays Nell Reagan, and I did not know her resume went this deep. A lot of things that I know her from The Mentalist, and she's also in Captain America: The First Avenger, The Mentalist, of course, which is one of my all-time favorite shows. Friday the 13th from '09, and Colony. But she doesn't have anything in her upcoming right now, so she must be pretty picky and choosy on the projects that she does. John Voight, uh, everybody knows him. That's Angelina Jolie's dad. Victor Petrovich, he's from Midnight Cowboy, Anaconda, Deliverance, Megalopolis, that comes out here later on this month, and Ray Donovan. Love him and Ray Donovan. Justin Chatwin, if that sounds familiar, he plays Jack Reagan. He was Goku in Dragon Ball Evolution. Don't hold that against him. Hopefully this movie is really good for him. War of the Worlds, The Invisible, Another Life. So a bunch of really good stuff out of him. Uh, Again, I don't think he was the problem with their Dragon Ball Evolution. I think there was a lot of other problems with that as well. I haven't given that one a rewatch. Maybe I'll get the bravery up there to do it sometime. But he does got some stuff coming up. The Panic, Sweetness, Boneyard Canteen is all coming for him. Kevin Dillon, he's Jack Warner. From Poseidon, Platoon, The Doors, Blue Bloods. Upcoming, he's got Ramble On. Kevin Sorbo, he plays Reverend Cleaver. From Hercules, Let There Be Light, and Andromeda. He's got upcoming The Price of Freedom. He's got a lot upcoming, actually. It was like 23, 24 things. I'm like, yeah, I'm writing one thing down. I think if you don't know who Kevin Sorbo is by now, you're probably not listening to this podcast. And finally, I got Leslie Ann Down. She plays Margaret Thatcher. You know her from North and South Book 1, The Bold and the Beautiful. And upcoming, she's got Letters from Iceland. All right, now IMDb says this is the synopsis of Reagan, a drama based on the life of Ronald Reagan from his childhood to the time in his Oval Office. All right, and I base the reviews I choose solely on title alone and have not read through them. Please forgive me if I mispronunciate words. I normally no talk good. I'll do my best to read them as I see it, punctuation good, bad, and all. So let's find out what people are saying about this, shall we? First of all, let's go over some critic reviews. Adam Naiman from The Ringer says it's a thin line between satire and self-parody, and more sophisticated directors than McNamara have tripped all over it. Reagan looks a bit like a berserk Saturday Night Live sketch, or maybe a biopic parody a la Walk Hard. All right. Bill Newcott from the Saturday Evening Post says this: a shamelessly adoring biopic that is single-handedly rescued from worshipful ignominy, I can't say that word, by its star Dennis Quaid, who stubbornly chips through the script's plaster facade to offer glimpses of a man who spent his entire career concealing his complexities. And Alex Lay, the greatest sin of Reagan, though, is not its warped worldview, which is to be expected. But for a movie about a man who puts himself at the center of the world, apparently on the brink of annihilation, Reagan lacks any drama at all. Okay, fair enough. Let's get right into everything with a bad review. Okay, this is a 1 out of 10 and called a crappy flick for worshippers of a false legend. Okay, let's see what this is from today, the 1st September 2024. Dennis Quaid is a Trumper/Christian. That should tell you all you need to know about the flick. The viewpoint of it is so out of touch with the reality of his life and administration that is laughable. The critics hated it for good reason. It is so poorly executed. I hated it for this reason and because it was so out of touch with the accurate history of the situation. Reagan was a great actor, but not very smart. He was a puppet of the wealthy and started the decline of the middle class. Dennis looks ridiculous in the makeup, which never stops being distracting. It is a sad effort. Sad. Okay. And that is the only it's only one-star review that I could find out there in IMDb land. Not only is it the only one star, but it was the only there was no 2 stars, there's no 3 stars, or no 4 stars. So that is the only bad review today. Take it with that as you will. Try to set your politics behind. This is 40 some years ago. All right, let's go on to some good reviews. Okay, this is a 10 out of 10 and is called Extremely Well Done. Better biography than 99% of others in movies. From dated today, the 1st of September 2024, Dennis Quaid 9.3 out of 10. His ability to become Reagan was so impressive. At times, it felt like I was truly hearing Ronald himself. His ability to act like Reagan was great as well. Historical context 9 out of 10. They did an amazing job going through his history without settling one issue or another. It was a smooth transition from one date to another without exaggeration or oversimplification. Cast 8 out of 10. The cast is impressive. Their acting in support of the lead character was done very well. It was jaw-dropping how they made so many people look just like historical figures. Videography 9 out of 10. Watching this movie was pleasing for the eyes. They captured amazing environmental and historical scenes. Okay, let's keep going to another good one. This one is called A Must Watch for History Buffs and Anyone Interested in the Life of the 40th President of the United States. Dated 31st of August 2024. And this one has spoilers in it. So warning, spoilers. Reagan offers a unique and compelling look at the life of one of America's most iconic presidents, Ronald Reagan, through the lens of a KGB profiler. This intriguing narrative device provides fresh insights into Reagan's life, motivations, and character, making the film stand out in the biographical genre. Dennis Quaid delivers a stand-up performance as Ronald Reagan, capturing both the charm and the determination that defined Reagan's political career and personal life. Penelope Ann Miller shines as Nancy Reagan, portraying her with grace and strength, perfectly complementing Quaid's Reagan. The chemistry between the two is palpable, adding depth to the portrayal of one of America's most enduring couples. The film skillfully walks through the key moments of Reagan's life, from his early days in Hollywood to his time in the White House. It explores his motivations, particularly his unwavering faith, which is depicted as a driving force behind many of his decisions. The narrative doesn't shy away from the complexities of his character, offering a well-rounded portrayal that feels both authentic and respectful. The storytelling is both engaging and informative, making it accessible to those familiar with Reagan's legacy and newcomers alike. The use of the KGB profiler's perspective adds an extra layer of intrigue, providing a fresh angle on a well-known events. Overall, Reagan is a well-done biopic that successfully captures the essence of Ronald Reagan's life and legacy. With strong performances from the cast and a thoughtful approach to its subject, this film is a must-watch for history buffs and anyone interested in the life of the 40th President of the United States. Okay, I got another good review. Let's go right into it. This is an 8 out of 10 and dated for the 31st of August 2024 and is called Excellent Biopic. I grew up in the Reagan era. I was 10 when he took office in 1981 and clearly remember his assassination attempt, Reaganomics, his Star Wars defense system, his affinity for jelly beans, the Iran-Contra scandal, and his wife Nancy's war on drugs, just so you know. Although I don't feel an affinity for either Republican or Democrats, I'd say I lean towards the left on political spectrum, not necessarily aligned with Reagan's conservative views. With that being said, I highly enjoyed this biopic film. leaving the theater with a new respect for our 40th president, especially his disdain for and his fight against communism, trying to gain a foothold in the United States, not simply during his presidency, but also 4 decades prior to him taking office, as well as his major role in the collapse of the Soviet Union without firing a single shot. His story, told from the perspective of a former top Russian KGB agent, was unique and intriguing. The low rating of the film is confusing. I'd highly recommend it to anyone who lived through the Reagan years or any history aficionado. I rate it an 8 out of 10. That's probably my favorite one so far. But let's keep going a little bit more. I got one more review, and this one is a 9 out of 10. Let's do it. Okay, this one is called No Wonder They Don't Want You to See This Movie, dated for the 30th of August, 2024. This movie is well written and acted. Dennis Quaid did a very good job. Love the angle that this is from the Soviets' perspective while being a biopic. Just a clean, wholesome movie for anyone who loves America and wants to know how Reagan was actually a peacemaker. The critics will hate it and won't want you to see it before this election cycle. Current culture will reject the lessons that are in the movie as part of who Reagan was as a man of faith who loved his country. If you are under 40 and don't know what Reagan did, go see this movie and then look at where we are today and ask yourself, are you better off today than you were 4 years ago? All right. So I got some thoughts here. I haven't seen the movie, so I can't tell you what I would give my personal rating is. I'd say there was more good than bad. There's some good reviews, and I try not to get too political. Everybody has their own political beliefs. I don't think me or anybody else should be telling you what to think or who to vote for. It's not who I am. Gen Xer to the bone. And so with that, after reading the reviews, I really do want to see it. I was alive when Reagan, I was little, but I was alive when Reagan was in office. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to do my best to try to get to it this weekend, sometime this week. So with that being said, I've seen a couple of good things. I'm going to be doing Beetlejuice here this next week. I still need to watch a couple episodes of Rings of Power, try to get that out there as well. And we're way ahead of time. We're at 17 minutes right now, so let's go ahead and start to pack this up. All right, why don't you decide? Let me know what you thought of Reagan. Political bias free, because I'm not going to respond to anything that is totally political one way or the other. If you want to find me from your follow me, you can do that at Facebook at Nerd Positive, probably the easiest way. Go to TikTok at Nerd Positive 1 or TikTok at movies.bs or Instagram at the Fandemic 1. If you feel there's more of a conversation, feel free to reach out and let's talk. Who knows, maybe you'll be the next guest on Nerd Positive. If you want to support the show, there's always to do so. You can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/nerdpositive, patreon.com/nerdpositive, or just go to PayPal or Venmo at Bradley Butane. I'm not going to say no. Most importantly, to share the show with someone you want to make a little more awesome. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review. And if you like this, check out all things Nerd Positive and hear all the fun conversation with myself, Brian, and whoever else wants to talk. You can order my kids' books, Lovely and My Awesome and Stuffed Animal Night Force, on Amazon right now. All right, 19 minutes. This was the lunch break review of Reagan.